Hey, fight fans, this is Ted Check. So I wanted to direct your attention to an article that somebody passed along to me. It's every fighting style practiced by Bruce Lee and where he learned them. I found this very interesting. Originally from Screen Rant, although I found it on MSN.com, and written by Sean S. Lealos, not to be confused with Legolas from Lord of the Rings. But anyway, Lealos. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. So we know that Bruce Lee uh, studied many martial arts styles under many masters, and that provided him with the knowledge and the skills to then develop his own style, which was Jeet Kune Do, which was kind of a combination of everything. So I've been following his career since I was a little kid, and I know, or I was aware of many of these, but maybe not necessarily everything. So let's take a look here. Okay, so I didn't know that he first learned Tai Chi from his father. I guess his father was an actor, and then here's little Bruce Lee as an actor. So his dad got him involved in acting over in China. Oh, okay, we got to continue reading here. Yeah, so that was his first style. Then we know about Wing Chun. Wing Chun, Ip Man. Ip Man was his grandmaster, and there's been several movies made about Ip Man. So, which I think were very, very popular, successful, just not too long ago. So Wing Chun, that is a Chinese martial art. It's a type of kung fu. So that was one of the major ones that he. And here's one I didn't know. Also, boxing. I didn't know he trained in Western boxing in high school. I don't believe I. No, actually, I have seen. There is a photo of him where he's actually not doing too well in the ring. But anyway, I'm sure he he took his licks and gave a few out. So boxing was another one. Now, this is still while he's over in China. But then he comes over to the United States, to California. He gets involved in movies, and one of the movies he made was, I believe, it was called Way of the Dragon. And so there's this famous scene with Chuck Norris, and they're in the Colosseum in Rome, and they have a big fight. So Chuck Norris was a karate champion. So that is a karate is a martial art from Japan, and so Bruce Lee was able to gain some knowledge from Chuck Norris. The next style was judo. Judo from Judo Gene LeBell. God rest his soul, Gene LeBell passed away. But before he did, I did actually interview Gene LeBell a couple of times on the phone, and Gene gave or awarded black belts to Bruce Lee, to Chuck Norris, and then also you would probably be surprised at this, but Roddy Piper. They kind of all were training with Judo Gene LeBell at the same time in Los Angeles. So here you see a scene from Enter the Dragon, and it kind of looks like a crucifix because he's got his opponent's arms tied up with his legs, and then it has an arm bar here. It's like a crucifix arm bar. That he probably learned directly from Judo Gene LeBell, and if you had asked Gene when he was alive, he would have told you that. Eskrima, which are the two sticks. The sticks that they're about I don't know, a couple feet long. Eskrima sticks. That's Bruce Lee learned that from Dan Inosanto, his close friend. Probably the bow staff and then also the nunchaku, which he then used in Return of the Dragon. Or not what? No. Enter the Dragon, not Return of the Dragon. I think they got that. Yeah, this shot is from Enter the Dragon. They got it wrong. But anyway, very interesting. Okay, Taekwondo. I didn't really know that he sparred with Jun Rhee and learned and picked up some Taekwondo. Okay, here's Jun Rhee and Bruce Lee. And here we have Jeet Kune Do. That is the style that Bruce Lee developed. And it's an amalgamation of all of these styles, or many of these styles that he studied. And really it was, from my understanding, kind of the foundation, the bedrock of Jeet Kune Do was using no way as way. It's a very, very freestyle type of fighting. Didn't really have a stance or stances, and just really allowed for creativity from the practitioner, and kind of just finding any way you can, using the techniques to win and to defend yourself, because I believe it was actually a self-defense system. It wasn't a sport system. It was a self-defense system, like many of the martial arts started out. You know, like we had jiu-jitsu from Japan. Judo was the athletic or competitive or sport version of jiu-jitsu. But yeah, a lot of the early martial arts were designed to defend yourself, you know, back in way back in the day, you know. Anyway, so there you go. I found this very interesting. Yeah, the way of the intercepting fist. That's what Jeet Kune Do translated, I guess, from Chinese. I'm not sure if it was Mandarin or Cantonese or another dialect, but way of the intercepting fist. Just you know, and considered the or one of the godfathers of mixed martial arts, you know, because of the way that he studied all those different styles and then put them all together. Judo Gene LeBel was another guy. He actually, in the 60s, he had a fight with a boxer. So Gene was, I don't know how much boxing he did in the fight, but he beat the guy with a choke. And it was in the, I believe it was held in Utah. And the guy who he beat, the boxer he beat, you know, it was his home crowd, his hometown. And so there was nearly a riot because people thought that Judo Gene LeBel was disrespectful when the fighter was down on the ground. I guess he allegedly stepped on the guy or stepped over the guy or something like that. And I mean, Gene LeBel was a pro wrestler, so he's used to getting heat. And that's possibly what that was. But he had to run for his life to get the hell out of that. He had to hightail it out of there because the crowd was rabid and was out to get him because he beat their hometown hero. I can't think of the boxer's name at the moment, but anyway, Milo Savage. I believe the boxer's name was Milo Savage. Sounds kind of made up, but I guess that was his name. At least his boxing name, if you will. Stage name. So anyway, there you go. There's a little bit of history. I encourage you to take a look at that article and read over it. It's a decent piece of history. They got the one movie, I think, wrong there, but that's okay. This, I think, is good. It lays it all out there for you. So it's a really interesting piece of history. So, yeah, let me know what you think. Talk to you later.